Hey folks, we're going to do a little bit different video today. Take a little departure from trapping. March is just around the corner here, and that means April's coming soon too. And a lot of people, especially people in Pennsylvania, know that's trout season coming. I love to fish for trout. My little boy, he lives for it. So I'm going to do something I've not done before, almost kind of an unboxing video, but I already have it out of the box. I'm going to do a quick little fishing reel review. And that reel that I'm going to talk about is the brand new Daiwa Regal LT series. This is a 1000. But what's really special about this reel, two things. If you look here on the box, it says LT1000D-XH. That XH means that it has a higher gear ratio. For folks fishing spinners, a lot of people who fish spinners or lures where you're cranking really like a higher gear ratio. There's just a lot of benefits to that. Now, I have it over here, and I'll show it when I move the camera over there. I have a Daiwa Tatula reel that I fished for quite a few years. That's about a $200 reel. This reel comes in at 69 bucks. And people who are familiar with the Daiwa line of reels knows the Regal has been a name that has been around a long time. Daiwa Regal is very synonymous. The Regal name is very synonymous with Daiwa. Quite a few years ago, the tackle shop, Southside Sports in Sunbury, the owner, Kenny Moore, he had recommended, I was using Shimano, and a lot of people were, and he said the Daiwa reels are really, really improving. So I tried some, and I was a Daiwa man ever since. And they just keep getting better. I own quite a few of the Legalises, and they're a great reel at the price point. But I think these high-speed Regals are gonna be my new favorite reel. This is just a perfect little trout reel. And I want to move the camera over there, and I'll just go over some of the specs and just kind of explain a little bit. You can get a close-up view of the reel. All right, we'll get started here. I'm going to lay this reel aside, and we're just going to take a look at the box real quick. Daiwa Regal LT1000. The LT stands for light and tough. The 1000 is their smallest model, and XH means the high gear ratio. And I just want to show you some of these specs. 6.2 to 1 gear ratio, 6.3 ounces. Information on the drag, 6 ball bearings, but this is very important. This is the amount of inches that the reel will take up per crank of the handle, and really that's the gear ratio, and it affects that, and that's really what is important in my opinion, especially for spinner fishing, well, really any type of fishing, even bait fishing. But it allows the angler to take up a lot of line quickly if they need to. Whether you want to you cast out and you want to you're in shallow water and you want to reel it up faster, so it doesn't get on the bottom of lure or whatever. It's just you just have a lot more control if you have a higher speed reel. Higher speed ratio reel. And I've found too, it's easier to slow down than speed up. I just think it's easier to get in the cadence of lure fishing with a higher speed gear ratio spinning reel. But also I want to mention that 6.3 ounces. That was one problem with Daiwa versus Shimano quite a few years ago, is their reels were bigger and a lot heavier. But kind of since they come out with this LT, this light and tough series, they've really paid attention to that and got the weights and the sizes of these reels down quite a bit. And you know, for trout fishing, a lot of times we're using ultralight gear, or you know, light action, but you still don't want a real clumsy, bulky, heavy reel. So I think my Tatula is like 5.8. I don't know, but you really don't feel much of a difference when holding it. Just want to show you what comes in the box. There's some washers in the bottom there. You know, you put them on your spool, and that will change the shape of the way your line lays on the spool. There's no extra spool with this, but for a $70 reel, you really don't expect it. Now, I'm going to grab the reel here and just kind of show it to you. It has the handle will fold. As you can see, I'm not going to do it the whole way. Now, I think to get the, you know, this is the cheaper style handle. I think to get, with the way it attaches, to get the handle, the higher end handle, you have to step up to the Exceller. At least that was a few years ago with the reels. But made in Vietnam. I think I had Shimano's made there already too. This is just a super smooth reel. The color is kind of cool. It's kind of chameleon color changing, purple, green. It's just a really nice looking piece of equipment. Drag works really well. At least it doesn't. I don't have a line on this yet, but at least drag's been kind of flawless on all my other Daiwa reels. It does not have the air bail like some Daiwa reels have, but I think this is going to be fine. You know, just something about trout fishing that I do is, and I'm sure a lot of other guys, trout, bass, whatever, using spinning reels, I close my bail with my hand. I do not, you know, close it by turning the handle. But, I mean, that's kind of it. There's an anti-reverse button, the same as other Daiwa reels. But, I mean, really, the big cool thing that I'm excited about with this is, like I said, it's a $70 reel with a high-speed gear ratio that is compact and lightweight for trout fishing. There really hasn't been much, there hasn't really been anything for a while on the market that fit those criteria. So I'm pretty pumped. I'm going to put this, I'm going to show you, lay that to the side and grab, this is my Tatula. I don't know if we can compare these in the photo or video or not, but they're very, very comparable in size. This is a great reel, but like I said, its price point's around $200. So I have this Tatula paired with a Fenwick HMX 5.5 foot. Let me see if I can't flip this around so we can read it a little better. HMX 5.5 ultralight. It says moderate fast, but this is a lot faster than some of the older Fenwicks. I mean, I used Fenwicks many years ago, and I kind of left them because their rods were really you know, on the moderate side for action, and I like a bit of a stiffer rod for spinner fishing. So these are a lot better. But I just want to kind of show you why so many of these 5.5 foot spinning reels are on them. I mean, yeah, you can get a 5 foot or a 4.5 ultralight, but I like the 5.5 just for the casting distance when I'm fishing bigger creeks. But so many of these rods that are on the market have an extremely long handle. The handles keep getting longer and longer. And I mean, that Fenwick is, you know, I would not say that's short, but this is doable. Any much longer than that, and it catches in my shirt, coat, vest, whatever when I'm casting. So you know, pay attention when you buy a, you know, when you buy a trout rod, if you're going to be, you know, casting a lot and, you know, especially using spinners or spoons or any kind of lure where you're going to be cranking them, pay attention to that rear handle length, because, you know, a lot of newer rods, these rear handles keep getting longer and longer and longer. But I have a, like I said, I have a brand new one of these exactly like it. I have a habit of when I like something to buy some spares. So I'm probably going to put this reel on that. Or if I find a cherry wood somewhere, you know, for the price point, them cherry woods are really, really good rods, Berkeley cherry woods. It's what my kids use and my wife, and so I may put this on a cherry wood. But yeah, I just got this at Cabela's the other day. Like I said, $69.99, I think it was. I might buy a 2500 size for, you know, bass or walleye fishing or whatever. But I'm just kind of pumped to, you know, pumped that this reel just came out. It's new to the market, and I'm really pumped about the fact, like I said, it's high speed and it's only $70 bucks. So we'll see you on the water.